Nigeria, you are 64 and you currently do not have any functional refinery. Nigeria, you are 64 and your citizens are flooding the embassies of America and Canada looking for any pathway out of here because they don't see any hope in your country. Nigeria, you are 64 and almost nobody trusts your electoral process. Abba. Happy Independence Day, Nigeria. You turned 64 just yesterday and it calls for celebration. And also a moment for some introspection. To take a look at your journey so far and how well you've traveled in these 64 years. Every now and then, some of your leaders or citizens like to tell you to not be burdened by those who say that you've disappointed yourself and your citizens and even neighboring countries who have looked up to you all these years. They say you're just a baby democracy and so you should not compare yourself to other nations who have been independent and, in a democracy for more than 200 years. But Nigeria, you and I know that 64 years is no joke. You and I know that these nations they speak of have made their mistakes in the past and have given you what we call past questions with which you can spy from as you build yourself and your democracy since independence. Nigeria, you know that there's many other countries that gained independence at about the same time as you and have done so much better for themselves. Yes, I know you suffered a few coups and military rule at certain times, but still, Nigeria, those are not good enough excuses to be 64 and still be where you are. Nigeria, you are 64 and you currently do not have any functional refinery. Nigeria, you are 64 and your citizens are flooding the embassies of America and Canada looking for any pathway out of here because they don't see any hope in your country. Nigeria, you are 64 and almost nobody trusts your electoral process. Abba. Nigeria, you are 64 and you have the highest number of multidimensionally poor people in the world. Nigeria, you are 64 and your passport is one of the least respected in the world at 64. You are 64 and just a week ago, certain people went and almost turned your National Assembly complex into a circus. Nigeria, you are 64 and people won an election and then went one after the other kneeling to greet your president. Some people said it's respect. Nigeria, haba. Do you now understand why people say you have not done well at 64? Happy Independence Day, Nigeria. And if you really want to know where you are after 64 years of independence, let this be a reminder that 64 years of age, there are grown men and politicians kneeling down to greet your president. Haba, Nigeria, once again. Happy Independence Day and good morning, Nigerians.